What's up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning, Paul. Hey, Bill. Martin, Michael, John, Stephanie. Good morning. Buenos dias, Jonathan. Brand new day, and we are a moving. Market is going places today. Morning, Octopus. Hey, Tom. Man, oh man, we got a downtrend. The bell is rung. Things are gonna get going right away here. If we draw our channel really tight, it might actually be played out already. But we'll see if we keep moving down here. Checking out if there's a key level close by. Doesn't look like yesterday's low is close by. It's quite a ways away. There we go. So we do have a ways away till yesterday's low. Yesterday's high is right around the overnight high. It's where we rejected off of there. And so spies at the 50 SMA. That's a very solid call out there. So watch for a big reaction here, whether it is support and another launch up, which is basically what happened last time, or we legitimately drop below this time. Either way, we're going to let the market develop here. NQ's having a pretty decent bounce. And if we map out the trends, I bet just like the S&P, it'll look like it is played out. Let's check it out. Here's the trend. Does look like it had a little break in a new low, and we're getting this bounce right on schedule. So we'll see if this is a little dead cat bounce before we significantly drop off, or if this is where the bulls are finding support. Julian, buenos dias. Good morning to you. Not too interested in taking a long here, even though we do have a little uptrend. Too contentious of a daily level. I'm going to let the market develop a little bit more. Another push up there on ES. This might actually be a wider move. And NQ is still fitting inside its channel, so we're just going to respect this move up for now. If we come back to the moving average and hold it as support, we will consider a long at this point. Market looks like it might be ready to pull back at some point. And again, we'll just be watching the EMA very closely. See whether it holds the support or not. And yeah, we'll make it a long. Good morning, Ed. Hey, Gaming. Joanne. It is good to see y'all. Man, that is bounce. Wow. The 50 SMA proving to be substantial support. This definitely does not look like we're going to be dropping below it. Of course, it still could happen, but so far, not so much. Good morning, Anna. Hey, Anoli. Appreciate y'all saying what's up as you're popping in. You guys, I do want to say we have a special announcement for you today. Yeah, some really exciting news. I'll be sharing that on the Discord right after the stream. So, make sure you are checking that out. The Discord is free. It'll be on the announcements page, so the link is below. I'll be sending some reminders in the chat as well, but yeah, special announcement going down today. NQ still holding this uptrend beautifully. Good morning, Archer. And same as S&P, we're looking for a pullback. We're looking for that 21 moving average to hold, and we will be taking a long. This is also the 50 SMA on QQQ, the daily chart. So major institutional level here for both indices. So far, it looks like buyers are interested in pushing us up here. All right, starting to get the pullback on ES. However, the channel already looks like it may be played out. We got a very steep spike up, already broke that channel, already made a new high. So this could completely correct. If the 21 EMA really holds and the setup looks absolutely gorgeous, we will consider taking it. Otherwise, we might get a correction here. We do have some pretty decent earnings this week. Some retailers are reporting, you got like Target and Home Depot and Walmart. But in the big one on Wednesday is Nvidia's reporting. We'll also have the FOMC minutes, which I don't think the minutes will reveal much more than what we already know from the rate announcement, but you never know. So that's really the only news, only really substantial news we have. The jobs number actually might be significant. We didn't have any data during the shutdown, so this will be the first look into that, and that's on Thursday morning. TDL asking, might have missed it, but did I find out what was causing my charts to be so different last week? I think so. So my data subscription ran out on NinjaTrader. So I think that was it. I mean, I got it updated midstream, but it just never recovered. So I think probably the interruption of data mid-session just was causing it to be wacky. But I don't know. It all resolved the next day. So make sure your payment information is up to date on your NinjaTrader data subscriptions. That's the moral of the story there. We are getting a second test of the EMA here, but I don't really like how we've already tested this high once and twice. This could be where we correct. Could be where we launch up, but I think it's a little bit more of a coin flip at this point. Not worth my time personally. And Q looking similar, but it hasn't really even tested the EMA yet. We got to move up here. We got to break. We got a new high, and we're just kind of floating. Got that new high there on it. Pardon me, the S&P. Now it really does look like that trend is played out. So we had our move up. We had our break. We got our new high. Now we for sure need to pause looking for longs. And we would expect the sellers to correct for a bit. Couple bearish bars could be the sign of our correction. And again, we're just waiting here to gauge market bias. So far, it's looking quite bullish. This overnight action has already been halfway erased. And the pardon me, this very easily could turn into a secondary channel. But yeah, this move this morning, pretty dang bullish. So that is for sure where I'm leaning, but we're waiting for a bit more information. Continues to push higher, my goodness. So we will be looking for this secondary channel, as we are not correcting as we would expect. Same on NQ, and if the EMA holds on the next pullback, we'll look to take the long. Next key level we have will be yesterday's high. So if we get a trade here, that will be the target for sure, is looking to see us test that new high. And then from there, who knows, right? It could turn into resistance, could break through, either way. All right, here we go. Here's our pullback. Just refusing to get back to the EMA. Good morning, Trata. I don't know why, saying I really love all your analysis. I've learned a lot with you. Bet, absolutely. Great to have you along. I do go by Trader Joe though, not Gene. Gene, hey, I'll be a Gene. I remember this one person in the chat always used to call me Chad, no matter what. Even after correcting them, it was like, okay, I'll be a Chad, why not? Portland Joe, there you go. Oh, Gene is your name. Okay, okay. Thank you, Gene. Okay, here we go. Back to the moving average. And there is the first attempt higher. So we're zooming in. We're going to watch this pretty closely. So far, it's looking pretty decent. We have one push up here. We're just looking for that second leg of the pullback and a nice bullish bar. And we will get after that. Martin says there's a guy at his church that could be my doppelganger, or at least my older brother. You know, I actually get that a lot. It's probably has something to do with the fact that I'm a bald white guy with a beard, but people all the time are like, you look exactly like my cousin or my friend or whoever. So all bald white guys look the same. I get it. All right, we pushed below the moving average, so I'm not going to take this bar. Would like to see a higher low. If we can get a little bounce up, higher low, I'm going to be taking that. Market is trying, but yet again, we closed below the moving average, so Not great for longs. Okay, there's a decent bar. Again, we're looking for that higher low. But I'm going to be taking a test trade here. On the notion that we do push higher. We'll cut it very quick if it doesn't start producing. And this is just a test trade, guys. I don't have my disclaimer on the chart, but yeah, if you're waiting for a confirmed setup, you're going to want to see a higher low right here. I'm kind of jumping the gun. And that's not the higher low you're looking for. Close below the moving average. We push up and I'm going to move my stop here. We close up there. I might add another contract. Yeah, we're going to take this off. Let me get my testing disclaimer up there. There we go. To take a confirmed trade again, we're going to need to see a push above the EMA and a higher low. So far, struggling at the moving average. NQ has not even really made an attempt to push up yet. ES is struggling as well. Oof, significant drop there. So I'm going to be deleting this secondary channel. We are getting the correction that we initially expected. Maybe it's even a wider correction. It kind of has that flavor to it. That has already overshot, but it might be starting right here. I don't know. Let's take a look at NQ. See if that looks any different. Yeah, NQ looks like this is still for sure in play. Although getting an overshoot now, so I don't know. We'll see. Definitely don't want to jump into a short, but a larger channel could develop. All right, we're getting a bit of a pullback on this move down. It is coming off of a potential overshoot, so I'd be cautious. This could just really rip higher here. But if the EMA holds significantly and we get a good second entry short setup, we're going to take it. Oof. Move down without even touching the EMA yet. We get a new low, we're going to widen this downtrend. And as always, guys, if you're just patient enough, the market bias will become very, very clear. We have some great examples from past few days. Like this is very much like Friday's action, right? We had a move down to start. It was like, ooh, are we going to get a bearish trend day? And then a bounce. And right in here, we're like, okay, this could kind of go either way, right? Could drop back down and make another attempt at the low. Could go higher, and then boom, we went higher. And then it was very obvious what was going on the rest of the day. And we had opportunities to get long all in here. With very high probabilities, so you just got to be patient. Don't start to take trades in this, right, where things are not quite clear yet. Like, are we going down? Are we gonna have that second leg, or is this a legitimate uptrend? Are we going up? This is where we're at right now in today's action. This is where we want to be, where we're like, okay, this is for sure going a certain way. So look at today's action right now. Bit unclear. Here's the overnight high, we haven't broke it. Here's the overnight low, we haven't broke it. We're going up and down, back and forth across the EMA. So far looking range like, but we want to see a clear bias, and then we'll have not only the confidence but the probabilities backing us up to actually take a directional trade. So right now I'm just trying to find a channel that fits the price action. This downtrend is looking pretty good. NQ looks like it might be played out though. This channel looked great. We got a little break, new low. Could get a bounce here, but we'll be patient. Okay, we might get another pullback here on ES. We'll be looking for that EMA to hold yet again. All right, we're back at the 21. A vertical bounce here. That's not what you want to see for a short. Unless we have some serious rejection here, it is looking like this downtrend may be done. Tom saying, am I crazy for not ever noticing that I use different colors for uptrends and downtrends? You are. No, the truth is, Tom, that's what I aim to do. Here's an uptrend in green, downtrend in gray. That's what I aim to do, but I'm not always consistent. See, I got this downtrend. I never actually changed the color of this. It's still green. So that's probably why you haven't noticed it, is I don't do it every single time. But I like to. Helps me out visually. Good morning, Hivaz. Again, for those who weren't around earlier when I said it, there is a special announcement today that I'm going to be shooting out once the stream gets over on the free Discord announcements channel. The link is in the description, should be in the chat as well, I believe. So yeah, right after the stream ends, around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, special announcement. Pretty excited about this. There's a higher low on this move up. The bias is still not clear, so I'm not going to be trading it. So far, at least on ES, the moving average is looking like it's providing support. We had a clear bias. This might present a good trading opportunity, but really not sure what trend is in play at this point. In Q, it looks a little bit more like the EMA is resistance. but we're still not sure if there's a wider downtrend in play. So yeah, we have to hold off here. It's not what we like to hear, you know, as traders. Of course, we want to be clicking buttons. We want to be entering positions, but we got to actually have probabilities on our side. We just don't really have that right now. And if you need a good reminder to zoom out, does this look like it's really clear what's happening? Do we have a clear direction? No, we're up and down, we're back and forth. Yeah, actually the same kind of chop area that we were in on Friday, right? Friday we were right around here, just chopping back and forth, and we're continuing that pattern. So we'll wait until we have a very clear channel one way or the other. It doesn't have to be the whole trend for the day, right? We can take small channels here and there. And maybe it'll confirm today that indeed we're in a range. Like maybe we'll come down here, test this low, come up, test that high. Then in here we really know what's the likely outcome for the day. We can play the range and just buy the lows, sell the highs. So we just need some clarity. If we had a really clear trend, this would be a great trade right here. Lower high, beautiful, testing the EMA. And maybe you want to take that on the notion that this is a wider downtrend. I don't personally feel great about that, but it is a possibility. Looks like Archer did that. See if that, yeah, it didn't even set up on the NQ. Joss, nice, out for 5, cool. Cool. If I was any more confident in the bias, I would have joined you guys, but it's not super clear for me yet. At this point, it does look like we'll probably get that pushed down. It does look like this wider downtrend was the play. We got our break here. It will likely push to a new low right around here. NQ already made the new low. We had this move down here. Here was the break. There's the new low. So I'd be pausing shorts on Nasdaq for sure. Not a whole ton of volume in the market today, unfortunately. I can consider a double higher low here on NQ. This downtrend played out. We do expect a bounce. We got one higher low here. If we can get one more right here around the EMA, I'm going to go long. So watching this very closely. This would be an A+ setup if it happens. Come on, baby. The S&P did have a double higher low. It's just not touching the 21 here. One higher low right here. Second one up here. Not touching the 21. Can't take it. Switching back over to NQ, and we'll see how this bar closes. No dice. That's not what you want to see, right? Yeah, you're right, Archer. The S&P has not technically made a new low yet, so that still could happen. Those bars, it kind of looks like it wants to. Might consider short if we get a really solid lower high here. Again, for the same reason that Archer mentioned, that we don't technically have a new low on the S&P after the break of the channel. Oof, that bar is looking pretty good. If this, no, didn't quite finish on its low. Could work. I'd want to see a little bit more bearishness on that bar though. Yeah, that bar didn't even trigger even if we were going to take it. So more waiting here. Will the S&P get that new extreme, or are we going to follow the Nasdaq's lead where the downtrend is already played out? Later, Tom. Have a good one. Remember, everyone, tune in to the Discord. It's free. There's a link there. I got a special announcement I'm going to be dropping here once I get off stream. As for the rest of the day plan, still waiting for a clear bias. Right now, we are in a range. Neither side is taking control, so we are just watching each short-term trend, and we'll try to play along with that. Right now we have this downtrend just play out on NQ. Looks like it might be played out on ES as well. And if we continue higher, we'll be looking for a long. But yeah, again, special announcement. Check it out. Check the link. Thanks for joining me this wonderful Monday morning. Trade safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Later.